Hello Scorpio and welcome to your May reading. So I've shuffled and meditated, pulled the first layer of cards, and what came out as the underlying energy for the month of May. Underlying energy is what we're talking about, the why of what is happening right now. It could be something that happened in the past. Okay, so Seven of Pentacles, first card. Waiting, assessing, reevaluating what you've invested in, the energy you pulled in, time, energy, actions. After that, I have the Two of Wands. So that tells me that there's a point there inside of you where you've been reassessing all of your investment, the energy you've put in, and that puts you at a crossroad of where you're gonna go with this, because you're not seeing results at this point and you're wondering if it was all worth it. So you're at that point where either you continue, because this one is tied to the ground, if you're continuing the same way you've been going, or if you're optioning for something outside of your comfort zone, outside of yourself here with the world expanding. Are you going to expand somewhere else or continue investing where you are? Then four cards came out. The two first ones were here. We're talking about solidity, a family-based, marriage, or it could be an enterprise that you've had and that you've been working on for a long time, because this is what this decision is about. And the two other cards that came with that, here we have the Five of Cups, which is the realization here, the grieving of something that did not give or does not give anymore. Maybe it was good before, but for a while it stopped giving. And you're kind of at that point where you're realizing that the investment you made in that area, whether it is your business or whatever that you've put a lot of energy and thought into it, is not giving you anymore. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. After that realization about something that was very established. It could have been like, if we're talking about work, that you've been working in a big enterprise that's been around for a long time with a pension plan and all of that, or a family, a marriage you've been in for a very long time, but there's that notion of grieving, and we grieve things that are no longer. We grieve things that we realize that in the future will not be able to be there for us, will not be able to give to us. So if we're grieving someone, we're grieving the memories in the past, but also the future possibilities that are impossible. So that is the Five of Cups. And that realization about that structure that you invested in is making the Wheel of Fortune turn. So this is the underlying energy. That means that we are talking about that. In the now, here I have the Work card. That's why I think it's probably for most of you, it's we're talking about work. That's mastering our craft. That's and this is nice because you have the 7 and then the 8. And then you have another 8 that came after. So see, this is you leaving what you have mastered and achieved in your life. Like if you have reached a plateau and now you have that thirst of, there's something else and this cannot give it to me. I need to move on. I need to let go of something to go and get this, because at this point I don't feel like it's giving me what I need anymore. And there's that quest, that thirst for that other cup, or those 2 cups, or whatever. After that, 3 cards came out. So this move, of course, puts you in your head. You're thinking about it. Your fears, your insecurities, everything comes up. But here we have Judgment. So it's actually, this is making a judgment, or reviving something that was gone in us, that died inside of us at one point, either because we put it aside, like an old dream, or an old flame, or something that used to make us passionate, that died, transformed, and now comes back to life, to be reassessed, or to be reviewed, or to be started again. And with that, I have the 9 of Cups. So there's a switch happening there with that judgment. The judgment can come from us. It can come from outside of us. It can be a phone call or something like that, that really makes you happy, and that kind of trumps all the uncertainty that was there before. This is in your now, in the outcome, the possible future. Here we have Ace of Pentacles. So probably that judgment there, that brought back something that really makes you happy there, you need to see it differently. There's gonna be a pause time. That pause time is completely depending on you, because it's asking you to look at it differently, to have another insight to it, to have another vision on it. It's there for you. And there you are in the pause, looking at this pentacle and having another vision on it. So if it was something from the past that comes back, you're gonna see it differently. Could probably be something from the past, because here I have the 6 of Cups, which talks about energies from our past, our deep past, or our recent past, but that grows. So it's that beautiful energy from the past. When we clarify, it's going to be more specified. And then after, I have the Lovers. So a decision will be have to be taken about that. So basically, there's this acknowledgement that what you've been investing in is not fulfilling you anymore. You're at crossroad, and you're gonna make a decision to go and get what would fulfill you. It puts you in your head. You're gonna have anxiety about it, but Judgment comes down. It's a major arcana, either from you or from somebody else, reviving something probably from the past, an opportunity that makes you happy, but you're gonna have to look at it differently and make a decision about it. Here, bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords. So if this came from the past, the Queen of Swords is very wise, and she's protected in the sense that her sword is in front of her, and she will not, the sword of truth, she will not let pass anything that is not suited to her, to the level that she is. So that decision that you're going to take, you're going to take it wisely, and accept only what is deserving. So let's clarify. I call upon Spirit, I call upon my guides, I call upon the light to help me clarify this reading for Scorpio May. Scorpio for the month of May. Okay, talk to me. Okay, I was looking at the 5 of Cups there, death. So it's really something that ended, something that is transforming or ended. the Five of Cups there, the grieving, something that was solid, that was your solidity, that was your inheritance, that was your because we do have the Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups with it. So here we have grieving and we have death. So it's a loss, it's a real loss, or the acknowledgement that something has transformed and that is no longer. If it's somebody that passed in real life, it doesn't have to be, but if it is the case for the rare ones of you, I'm very sorry and I'm sending you my light. But there's that change that is going to happen from that. Of course. Talk to me about the Eight of Pentacles for Scorpios. And that is you, Scorpio. So it is your card, represents you. So it can be that you are transforming, that you are acknowledging that things from the past in you are no longer. It could also be generational pass downs of home, of what a relationship is, what is investment, what is engagement, what is all these things. It is being transformed. Talk to me about the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. So they're giving me the Four of Wands. This is going to change the structure of your own home. If it's not your physical home, it's your inner home, yourself, what holds your soul in, your body. It can also, because this is like the engagement card, it can be changing an engagement that you had, transforming it. And here I have Temperance. So this is all a question of divine timing, something that was tempered and that now is ready to be transformed. So divinely guided. Talk to me about those two eights. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, they're talking about the two eights. Because here I have Strength and I have the Moon. So that is a quest. Those two cards is a quest. One part of you overcomes those fears, your ego, and all of that, being divinely guided by your higher self, slowly taming those lower parts of you, the animal parts. The lion is red because it's an alchemic symbol of transformation. So there's that transformation happening a lot. And the moon is a quest by itself because it asks us to go under the moon. That means in everything that is in the shadow, inside of us, our unconscious, traveling without knowing. And he is under the moon also. And when we're traveling like that, and the goal is to cross those two pillars here, and I don't know if you see in the Death card, here is those two pillars with the sun rising behind, because the transformation, the purification is being done. So you're going on that quest right now, under the moon, to go to the sun behind the moon, to have the illumination. You'll have your old demons coming up, okay, from the bottom of the sea. So that means from all of your unconscious coming up, the lion here. And you're going to have to master these by either listening to your faithful tamed dog or the wolf that owls at the moon, you know. that acts on, it reacts, or instead of acting consciously, he reacts when he's in the unknown. So, but Scorpio, you're good with working deep underwater. You're a water sign, and you're a very deep water sign. So here, that little road, that is going to be the path you're going to go on in the month of May. It's a spiritual quest, because there's a lot of unknown, and you're going to have to rely only on your inner knowing, on your higher self, for the moves you're going to make. Talk to me about judgment. Heartbreak, disappointments. You're making a judgment on these things, on all the disappointments and the pains that you had here. This is everything that makes us sad, that makes us feel less, that makes us feel, well, the card pretty much depicts very well what it talks about. But by putting that judgment on, we do have the Nine of Cups that comes after. What is that Nine of Cups, Spirit? It's probably by bringing up all of these things from the past, you can clearly make a judgment on it. Three of Pentacles on the Wish card. So it could be, if we're talking about work there, and you're leaving something very institutional and stable and all of that, you're going, just following your intuition and trying to find back what really makes you happy. There, that judgment, and it is freaking you out a bit, you know, and that judgment brings that wish. And the Three of Pentacles, that is the building card. It's that's why it's often work, but mostly in wanting to create something. First, we have to have the idea, and then establish a plan, and then actually going into action. And these three characters represent that. You have the priest that has the idea of the cathedral, that has the will to want to have to do it. He will put the energy and ask the architect to actually think of the shape of it. And then you have the carpenter that will physically do it, build it. It's mastery. It's something that we're very good at. So we're here with you mastering something, and then getting your wish fulfilled on a judgment about your capacity to work with others, or doing something, building something. It's the tree. The Gnostic would believe back then that there were three aspects of God. You had the God that was a pure energy, that had the will and the idea of the universe. You had another God, the feminine God, that actually gave the shape of things. And you had the third God that was the builder God, that actually created physically the universe and man and everything. So it's a bit that principle here of the tree. So something becoming concrete that can grow, that with collaboration of others, you're hearing about it. After that loss, transformation about something that it was very solid for you, but that you've noticed that wasn't feeding you anymore, and you had to do something. You're gonna go within, face your old demons, and then judgment is gonna come, and that is going to be a wish fulfilled for you, sending you into a new path. Here, I was looking at this, and I got the Page of Pentacles. So there's really a new project, a new possibility coming to you. You're gonna hear from it, but you're gonna have to see it differently. Why? Tell me, what is that new angle? Chariot. Maybe that new project is asking you to move, because this is often a traveling card. Move somewhere else. It can be also that it's asking you to align your darkness and your light for it to be successful. So that means not seeing it with your old demons. That means not listening to the wolf and owl at the moon about it, but actually tame your old fears and demons and whatever that would come up from the under the sea there, and then have it both of them go in the same direction. This is what we want, and that this is what we believe. So they have to go in the same direction for success to happen. So what the hangman is gonna put you in a pause so that you can realign yourself, all parts of you, so that they can all go in the same direction. What is that Six of Cups for Scorpio? Four of Pentacles. So maybe in the past, that is because this is the Four of Pentacles is a very safe card. We hold on to what we have by fear of losing it, like it's that this guy will not gamble, will not risk anything. Sometimes it's good because we need to keep our energy, our forces, our money, or whatever for a future project. But this clarifying the Six of Cups, that tells me that in the past, maybe the events in your past puts you into that being careful not to take risks and going like the fool there into the new adventure and all of that. Maybe this project is asking you to take a risk, and your background is kind of against it because of what you've lived in the past, and you'll have that tendency of no, let's not change anything, let's keep things as they are. Lovers. Show me the Lovers. Whoa, 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 that's a bit too much. Lovers. Spirit for Scorpio. Lovers. So whatever is coming, it could be a relationship, because the Lovers can be like a soulmate card or something like that, because I have the Two of Cups with it. So maybe in the past that was something that was closed off, that was not possible, and that's why you need to see it differently. Passion. And the Knight of Pentacles, maybe dealing with an earth sign. But the principle of the Knight of Pentacles is that it was something slowly coming. It doesn't have to be love per se. If it's love, it's beautiful. It's like if you were in a situation there that was not serving you anymore, you had to go within, face your old demons, and make the judgment and realign yourself towards, what do I really want in life? What do I really want to live and experience here? And even though in the past, because that the judgment can be something that come back from the past, so maybe in the past it was closed off, or it was not possible, or you did not want to take that risk. Now it's asking you to see it differently. See maybe that person coming towards you differently, because there's passion and there's a choice to be made. If we're talking about work, this can be like a business partner with whom you really share the same views, and you can exchange, build, and create with. It's a friend, it's somebody that we are close. Doesn't always have to be love, but it's the principle of being able to share one another's emotion, vision, this real exchange that is healing. Here you have the red lion again, that transformative. When two people really exchange with one another, you come out of it differently. Like when you had a real conversation with somebody that can give you another point of view or adjust the way that you see things, and so on. There's a transformation here, an elevation. So it's that same principle. It can be in love, or it can be, if we're talking about business, you're changing work and you're going within, and you will meet somebody maybe that comes from your past, that comes and offer you an opportunity. You will need to see it differently, because there's a very good potential of growing something passionately. And if we're talking about love, it's the same principle. You're at a point in your life where you're looking at your relationship, you're looking at the people around you, or whatever, on the emotional level. It doesn't fit anymore, and you need to transform, go within, and kind of step up, and a new opportunity comes in. It's the same principle. So basically, it's transforming something that was stable but that wasn't feeding you anymore, and going within, even in the unknown, looking for what would be fulfilling. It comes in, but it asks you to look at it differently. There will be a little pause time, and the outcome is very positive here. So my Scorpios, this is your reading for the month of May. You're gonna go through a little rough patch. It's gonna ask you to really listen to your intuition, really follow your heart, follow your higher self. Don't let your fears block you, and something very fulfilling is coming towards you. So have a beautiful month of May again. Happy Beltane, and I'll see you next month. Okay?